Well, welcome back, and we have a lot to share with you. So I want to quickly reintroduce two people who are here on behalf of what is called Water of Life. And Beth Jackson is over there. She's a board member, and Scott Stevens is the director of development. Now, you have brought along some footage that we want to share with people. So if they're ready with that, let's show that first so that people will have an idea of exactly what it is we're talking about and how great the need is in some parts of the world. Can't imagine living without fresh water. Can you? I don't know. It would be an unbelievable situation for most of us. We're spoiled. Well, maybe we take too much for granted in this country. We just go and turn on the faucet. We never think, is the water clean? Is it safe? It's there, and we don't even think about it. That's kind of overwhelming, that film. And I want to reintroduce Scott Stevens is here for Water of Life, Director of Development, and Beth Jackson. And Beth, you serve on the board.
Yes.
And I think you have a little story to share with us.
I do. This year in January, my husband Randy said to me, what if for Valentine's Day this year we give each other a well? So we sponsored a well in India for Valentine's Day. And we were absolutely thrilled when we received the photographs and the report and saw the tremendous impact that it had on this tiny little village in the middle of nowhere in the state of Andhra Pradesh in India. And again, many people came to know Jesus as Savior in that village as a result. And so that meant so much to us. But then we went to India.
Oh my.
And this was in it was in late March. And we didn't anticipate seeing the well. We went to minister with our partners there for Water of Life. But because the village was so remote, we didn't anticipate being able to go. But our pastor partner said, we must take you there. And so we met those villagers, and we had the opportunity to pray with them and see
wonderful.
The results of what God had done through the Water of Life ministry.
And so all those people, until you put the well in, they had no source of fresh water.
That's right. And again, we had specific stories of men who couldn't work very much because they were spending so much time getting water. So that created even more poverty for the village.
But they did have work available to them.
Yes, but they couldn't go to work until they got their water, which was contaminated.
Oh.
It's a pretty amazing situation when you think about it. How much we do take for granted here. It's like you said, we get up in the morning,
Oh,
we
yeah. You didn't think
get our
about it.
coffee, we shower, we brush our teeth, and we go off. And in most cases, in developing countries, men, women, and children, but mostly women and children, are walking miles and miles to get water that's ultimately going to make them sick. And with children dying because of waterborne diseases, just simple things like diarrhea. Children are dying because of diarrhea. Cholera, typhoid, malaria, all of those things are waterborne diseases.
I'm going to ask you something, and I'll sound like the bad guy. Why is it that these countries, they all have governments, they all have some form of leadership, I think. Why is it that they have not done anything to try to remedy these situations? Now, I'm not saying we're doing a good thing to be supportive and helpful, but why did their own government just sit back and do nothing?
Well, in West Africa alone, both Liberia and Sierra Leone, they're coming off of civil wars. Not long ago, they had a pretty drastic civil war in both of these countries, and it devastated the infrastructure. What was a poor country already was torn apart. So the government, in rebuilding, had very limited resources to be able to put toward things like trash and towards sewers. They just don't have them. They don't have the money to be able to do this, or the ability to be able to implement it.
Maybe the knowledge to how to do it in the first place.
And I think that's the case. But think about this too, and what's so exciting about it is that God has given us the ability to be able to provide that resource, and at the same time, by providing that resource, giving those people something that focuses them on the gift of Jesus. Mm-hmm. And that's what's the great thing about it. What a wonderful opportunity we have as Christians here in the United States to be able to share the gospel overseas in West Africa and India through something as simple as fresh water. Isn't that crazy?
So now you are here on behalf of Water of Life, which is here in the upstate of South Carolina. Are there other chapters, I guess you could call it, across the country? And how does one get involved? If somebody out there thinks, gee, I'd like to know more about that, or do you have regular meetings, or do people join, or what?
Well, we are a nonprofit organization, and we get our support from individuals, from churches, from corporations, those people that want to help us by sponsoring a well, by sponsoring a village. Knowing that by providing a freshwater well, you're helping to plant a church or support an existing church, those pastors that are over there that are able to share the gospel of Jesus because they can open the door to a village. Because of wells. Okay. So they can get involved with us that way.
Well, now, there's plenty of ways that people can help. And you've got some sort of an event coming up, and we don't want to close out the show without having you tell people what this is all about.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting event coming up in October. We've got our annual banquet. It's going to be at the Embassy Suites in Greenville. Okay. It's on the October 27th, and it's going to be from 6:30 till 9. But we've got some of our pastor partners, especially Alfonso Berry from Sierra Leone, is going to be coming and spending some time with us and talking. But it's going to be a time of celebration to be able to share with everyone the great news of what God's doing overseas. Like I mentioned to you before, in India, 600,000 people baptized. Yeah. And that's because of fresh water.
In one day, on Easter Sunday.
Can't think about it. All right, now this banquet, can anybody attend? If somebody's interested in stepping forward and say, I'd like to know more about this, I'd like to join, whatever you do to become part of Water of Life, or I'd like to come to the banquet.
We'd
And
love
the
to have 'em.
banquet is October 27th.
That's right.
Yes.
We'd love to have them. They can just get in touch with us on our website
All
at
right.
givefreshwater.org. And we'd love to get their names down
And it's
get
going to
them an
be here in the
invitation.
upstate, the
It's here in the
banquet.
upstate. And anybody from around the area is welcome to come.
Okay, are you going to have any special guests or speakers or?
We are, but we'll have to, that's going to be a little surprise.
Oh,
So,
ooh, okay. All
But
right.
there's nothing more special than those pastors that are right there in Sierra Leone coming to share what God is doing there. That's
And
gonna
you
be
have
the best.
actually been there.
Well, I've been to India, but I'm so thrilled. I've met Pastor Alfonso Berry previously, so I'm very excited that he's going to be coming to talk to us.
So he'll be here actually for the event.
Yes. He will.
And anyone who wants more information, I'll keep it here if you didn't get it. But I guess it doesn't cost a lot of money to join your group.
not at all. Any support is
Anybody
is
can come
appreciated.
forward and say, I
That's
want to be
right.
a part of Water of Life and whatever.
That's
Yes.
exactly
And
right.
do you have regular meetings or how do you?
Well, we know that everybody's busy today.
Yeah, well,
so
that's-
we communicate through emails
Okay,
and through
all right.
Facebook, and we'll send out videos like the one you saw on TV here to
Okay.
show what we're doing. And then we do this regular meeting a couple of times a year.
right.
We have the annual banquet to keep everybody engaged with us. And then we also have a couple of other events that are going on too.
And the banquet is October 27th.
It is.
Here in the upstate.
It is,
Okay,
yes.
so anybody that wants more information, and I'll keep that information here. But thank you for what you are, the outreach is a Christian-based outreach, but not any one denomination. It's just showing God's love for people who have never known about it.
That's
Sharing
right.
the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we all are so blessed.
We are.
Next time you go to get a glass of water, just think about it,
Yeah.
okay?
That's right.
Water of life. Bless you. Thank you
you.
for coming.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you. And wherever you are, we wish you blessings. We'll see you next time.